of
Who I am.
Yeah, who you are, basically.
Well, I'm Mike Brotherton. I'm a professor here at the University of Wyoming. My specialty is astronomy, and I especially am interested in active galaxies and the most luminous kind called quasars, which we believe are supermassive black holes at the centers of galaxies, chowing down on stars, gas, whatever's in the vicinity. And I think that's a lot of fun. I use the Hubble Space Telescope, a very large array, or VLA, down in New Mexico. Any telescope I can get my hands on.
Just going on that for a second, have you ever been to the, I'm sure you've used the telescope we have at Gel Mountain?
WIRA, Wyoming Infrared Observatory. It's a 2.3 meter telescope. We have an open house in the fall, and the public is invited to come look through the telescope. It's a lot of fun.
Okay. And so today I didn't realize we were speaking about dark matter. Maybe you can, I know you can't really reiterate the whole thing, but maybe just give us like a little bit of what you talked about today.
Yeah, today was a talk about dark matter. What is it? How do we know it's something that really exists? What do we know about it? What don't we know about it? And it's a concept that's been around for 80 years, but it's only been in the last really 5 years that we've got a really good handle on, yes, we're certain it exists, and we're not just being tricked by nature in some obscure way that we didn't know about. And we're starting to get some experimental data that suggests that we can actually detect dark matter particles now. It's not for certain, but it's looking promising. And there are a number of astronomical observations that have given away the presence of dark matter in various direct and indirect ways. So it's been fun.
I bet it has. I'm actually, I got a friend of mine who's, he didn't go here, he's actually in Tennessee, he's into astronomy a little bit. That was kind of, it was, so aren't you also a science fiction author?
Yes, I'm a published science fiction writer. I've published 2 novels with Tor, one of the bigger science fiction publishers in the world. Spider Star is the most recent one. Star Dragon was my first one. They're both outer space, far future, spaceships, astronomy, physics.
So can you tell us a little bit about these 2 books? I know you mentioned Spider Star in your presentation today.
Spider Star is relevant because it features a trip to an alien space station that is essentially anchored in the center of a dark matter planet. And that was sort of a fun thing to invent and figure out what it would be like in terms of the gravity and if you could put an atmosphere in it. And just a fun book from an astrophysical point of view. The other novel, Star Dragon, involves a trip to a distant star system. In this case, that was a binary star system featuring a star similar to our own sun and a kind of star called a white dwarf, which is about the size of the Earth, although it's as massive as the sun, and an accretion disk. That material is pulled off of the sun-like star, and spirals down into the white dwarf. And so it's just this big, basically spinning disk of fire, and it's a really cool environment to write a story in and try to invent some kind of alien life, the Star Dragon of the title, that lives inside the disk of fire.
That's interesting. I might actually pick up some of these myself.
They're cool. Please do.
And let's see, anything else you would like to add? Specifically, anyone who's trying to go into your field, I'm guessing you're doing physics. Physics. Anything you'd like to say to anyone else going into the field?
Well, I think it's an exciting time. Astronomy is a very technologically driven field, and as everyone knows, our technology is advancing in leaps and bounds all the time. The internet's probably one of the most direct ways that we can see, but everything's better now than it was 10 years ago. And the same is true for our telescopes, and every new telescope that we can design and build and put up pushes our capabilities in a new way. And so the sky is the limit for astronomy.
That's a good way to. All right, well, thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And